So let's imagine that you started investing many years ago and your goal was to be a millionaire today. How much money and how many years would it have taken to make $1 million by now? Fancy taking a guess? Maybe you could have done it in 30 years with 500 a month, or 20 years with 1,000 a month, maybe something like that. Well, let me show you what the reality looks like when it comes to investing. If we just say that you'd been investing into an index fund that tracks the S&P 500, we'll call that the stock market. You would have needed to invest $1,000 a month since 1995, and today you would have an account worth just over $1 million. And funny enough, technically, you would have hit $1 million at the end of 2021, but we all know what happened to the stock market since then.
And what's the procedure?
Breaking that down a bit more, that's a lot of money. I mean, imagine trying to save $1,000 or £1,000 every single month and putting that into your investing account no matter what happens, rain or shine, and doing that so consistently over nearly 3 decades. Now, I don't know about you, but that's some dedication right there. And to be honest, most of us will never be able to do that. Now, surely you would have thought that there would be a faster way, right? You've got all of these stocks that everyone talks about here on YouTube, and we all know how fast some of them have grown just over the last 20 years. I mean, just think about the likes of Apple, Nvidia, and even Monster Energy. I mean, just for fun, let's say that we did the same amount into these stocks each instead of the S&P 500, because for some reason we wanted to go all in and just risk it all. Say we put $1,000 a month into these stocks from as early as possible, which is February in 1999, because Nvidia was not even a public company until then. Now, how quickly do we become millionaires, and how much do we end up with today if we just kept that going? I think you're going to like this. Hold on to your pants.
Oh my God, okay, it's happening.
With Monster Energy, you became a millionaire in May 2005, just 6 years after you started putting in your cash. With Apple, in September of 2007, you also joined the exclusive club of millionaire status. And then Nvidia, unfortunately, it takes you a bit longer and you have to wait a few more years until May 2016. But don't worry too much, because if you kept going and sat on those investments until today and still kept putting your money in, you'd end up with insane sums of money. Just check this out. Every one of those companies would have turned your money into more than $40 million. And Monster Energy would have made you easily one of the richest people in the UK, at least, with a portfolio worth $76 million. Now, if you did that and you're watching this video, which is probably not realistic, I'll have whatever you're having.
Me, lager, Finchy, lager, Gareth, lager, sometimes cider. So
now, back in the real world, we have to admit that the last few decades have been really good for investors, and there's no way of knowing what the next few decades will hold. And we definitely don't know that if you did the same with Apple, Nvidia, and Monster today, where your money will actually end up. But I take a bet that you probably won't end up with $70 million in 20 years or so, but I guess anything could happen. I'll leave that one for you to decide. So where does that leave us today then? Well, let me just go back to the title of the video, because I wanted to take us in a slightly different direction. I called this video, How Much Do You Need to Invest to Be Rich? I didn't say that by the time you have $1 million or £1 million that you'd somehow be rich. If you ask 100 different people this question, you'd get 100 different answers. Some people might give a certain number that they think would make them rich, and other people might describe a feeling, or even say that they'd feel rich once they'd paid their mortgage off and maybe their investments could pay for their living costs. It's an interesting question, isn't it? Because I think a lot of us investors spend quite a long time imagining that we might have £1 million or $1 million in our investing accounts. And we've all done what I showed at the beginning. You open up a compound interest calculator, you pop in the amount of money that you want to invest each month, and you look in amazement thinking all of the cool things that you can do once you get your hands on that kind of money. You know, the really important life questions like red Ferrari or yellow Lamborghini. Really is such a difficult decision. The thing is, there aren't that many Ferraris around, at least not here in the UK, and it's not really a surprise when you realise that most people will never get to have £1 million in their investing accounts. In fact, if you do want to compare yourself to the rest of the country, then have a look at this. On screen now is the latest data from the Office for National Statistics showing us how much wealth each household has in the UK, broken down into 10 sections. You'll notice two things here. Now, firstly, that the top 10% and the top 1% have a huge amount of wealth compared to the rest of the country. And secondly, if you look closely, you can see that if you do have a net worth of £1 million right now, you're actually in the top 20% of the country as a whole. What you can also see is that pensions are the biggest factor in wealth for households in the top 20% here, but actually even then, we're not talking about millions of pounds, we're talking around half of that. Then in close second is property wealth, which is how much money is left over in someone's house once they've paid that mortgage off. So no surprise that the top 20% of the country also have a lot of money, built up in their homes. So while some people might be sat around with £1 million in their investing accounts and pensions, most people will never get there. And if you look closer at the stats, it doesn't paint a great picture, to be honest, and it makes you realise that if you can even invest in the first place, then you're already well ahead of most people. In fact, out of all the adults in the UK, of which there are around 47 million at the moment, only 12 million have any kind of ISA account, even if that's just for saving some cash. And when it comes to investing in stocks, less than 4 million stocks and shares ISAs are currently used in the adult population, which means that less than 10% of all adults in the UK even invest using them. How crazy is that? And I'm guessing that by even watching this video, you're probably one of them. Unless you're from the US or somewhere else, then you're probably thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? For you guys, just imagine that they're like a Roth IRA, and let's leave it at that. Back to the topic of investing to get rich then. I think it's a bit of a trick question. In reality, you invest because you want to grow your wealth, but in order to do that, you need to have some spare cash once you've paid for everything else in life. Investing is about taking money today, not spending it on nice things right now, with the hope that in many years from now, it will be worth a lot more and you might then finally be able to enjoy it.
What makes yours? Armani.
Expensive.
And yours?
Sergio Giorgini.
It's weird really when you think about it, because you're sacrificing real money today and everything that you could buy for a time in the future that you really don't know for certain will even be there. So let's say that you did want to invest to be rich and that's your goal. In order to do that, you're pretty much going to have to live as if you're very poor for years and years, because for most people at least, there's not thousands left over at the end of the month. When you put it like that, it doesn't sound so exciting, does it? And also one more thing, let's look at the richest people in the world and see where they got their wealth from. Let's be honest, how many of these names got their wealth from investing? I suppose, other than Warren Buffett, good luck trying to find anyone else. Overwhelmingly, rich people got their wealth from owning and running big public companies, and their net worth is mostly tied to that investment. You could say, like the examples we spoke about earlier with those stocks, these people went all in on a single idea and it works out very well for them. For example, Elon Musk, currently standing there at the top, has more than half of his wealth tied to Tesla. He currently owns 13% of the company, which is worth just over $1 billion. Not so bad. And then for the rest of the wealth, presumably Forbes are also looking at other companies too, like SpaceX, and trying to put some kind of valuation on that. Unfortunately, nowhere on this list does it say that this person worked a full-time job, saved all their money and invested $1,000 a month into the S&P 500 for the last 30 years, and now they've made it to the list. Sorry. So hang on, you're probably thinking at this point that I'm trying to say that you shouldn't invest your money and you need to go all in on some crazy business idea. And yes, that might be partly true if your goal would be just to get stupid rich and to join the list we've just looked at. But actually, that couldn't be further from the truth. You see, I think everyone should invest, and even if you only have a small amount of money left at the end of after you're paying all your bills and everything, I really do believe that everyone should understand the basics and get their money working for them. But the caveat that I'd add here is that if your goal is to be rich by investing, I think that you need to shift the way you look at things just a bit, and this could really help. Now, the reason I say this is that I've done quite a few videos on my channel now looking at what it means to be rich and how people think about what it means to be rich. I've compared the UK to the US, I've looked at how much you need to earn to be in the top 10% of the UK, and I've even looked at what the richest people invest in to give you a good idea of what this whole idea of rich really means. But then, the biggest takeaway of all, after looking at all of the comments on these videos, is that the idea of being rich is that it's just so different from one person to the next. Now, some people might have a number like $1 million or £1 million, and other people might say that once their mortgage is paid off and they have no more debt, then they can finally call themselves rich. I mean, some people even say if they earned a set amount of money each month, then they'd be rich. It's such an interesting topic. Honestly, I could talk about it all day, but for now, can we answer the question of how much do you need to invest to be rich? For me, I'd say that this is something very personal to you as an individual. Now, like I said earlier, and I'll repeat this again, if you're in a position to even invest a single pound or a single dollar at the end of the month, then you are already ahead. And then once you can start to invest any more than that, then you already become in a really small minority of people who are on a path to be able to build some wealth, potentially even become rich, or at least your own version of rich. When I first started investing, it was all about the money, imagining having millions of pounds in just a few short years because the stocks I'd chosen were going to go to the moon, and then I'd sell them right at the top of the market and then just go off into the sunset and retire. Clearly that didn't work, and I've changed quite a bit since then, so now my version of investing to be rich is much more of a balance. I really want to make sure that I enjoy the time now as well as plan for the future, because I don't see why I should invest and save everything I make just to say that suddenly the day I turn 60, I'm now rich and I can be happy or something like that. I think that's the wrong way to look at things. You know, it's funny, I had a comment recently saying that once you reach £1 million in your investing account, then compound interest stops working. I had a good chuckle when replying to that one. But it did just remind me that if you are an investor who's looking for a target amount of money, I think you do run the risk that the number might end up changing and it won't actually make you very happy at all. Really, it all depends on your lifestyle, how much you spend versus how much you save, and what kinds of things make you happy. I think it would be pretty funny if once you reached a limit that actually you had to start enjoying your money and you were forced to spend it, because otherwise I think you can get addicted to the idea that you just keep saving and keep investing for tomorrow, which is really not guaranteed. But do let me know what you think. How much do you think you'd need to invest to be rich? Make sure to pop that in the comments below.
Bunsen burner, nice little earner, hence the...
Now, if you do want to get started investing, I've got a ton of videos on my channel dedicated to this subject, and I also keep my favourite platforms and brokers that I use in the links in the description, which all offer free cash or free shares if you do sign up through them. Don't forget to check those out once the video's finished. And finally, if you're interested in finding out what rich people invest in, then I've made this video on screen now, which looks at exactly that. Now, I think you'll be surprised what they choose because it's not as crazy as you might first think. And on that note, see you in the next video. Happy investing.